Citizen Television.
And welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host, and this is for Friday, the 25th of June, 2021. Now, what's interesting about today is that Neptune is going retrograde. Now, Neptune, the outer planets, further out they are, the less they go retrograde, and but the longer they go retrograde. And so, Neptune's one of our furthest out planets. Some might even argue the furthest out planet. It goes retrograde at 12:21 p.m. today, and it's like, well, what would you say about a Neptune in the western sign of Pisces gone retrograde? Well, it's like we turn it back to kind of the more Aquarian thing, like what is our social image of what a revolution looks like? How much are we willing to sacrifice just to ensure we have freedom and we don't get ourselves in another kind of predicament because we're getting into contract with our new leaders and control parties? That's it's something to consider. And Neptune also a lot of times rules our health or our erosion of our health. And so, there might, and how we look at spirituality and how we look at religion, especially in the western sign of Pisces where it is. Now, in Vedic astrology, it's an Aquarius, so, that the revolution will not be televised, but it'll happen. Something's going on. As far as like where the moon is today, and we're in a waning moon now. We had a full moon yesterday, and we're in the Venus-ruled nakshatra known as Purvashada. So what's the significance of Purvashada? Well, Purvashada is ruled by Apis, the water god. So in some parts of the world, most likely not here in the west or southwest, but some parts of the world, or maybe the southwest, could have monsoons. Flooding is a possibility. This is the sun's in Ardura, which means moist, and the moon is in Purvashada, which is ruled by Apis, the water god. So some parts of the world are probably going to see some really weird water issues. I also think, though, that Neptune going retrograde is really significant of the drought. We're in an extreme drought right now in Northern California in particular, but it's extending into Oregon. And there's even fire danger in Montana and Idaho and places that normally didn't have that much before. So these are things that we can look at. As far as where all the planets are bunched up, we're going to have Venus go into Western zodiac tropical Leo. Sunday morning. So our love life goes away from this emotional, sensitive thing to like, hey, I have a big heart, but it's also my way or the highway. Oh, I've got some great creative performance ideas, but so watch out for that one. Let's see, what else we got here? No, Mars is still in Mars is in Leo, and so and Venus is going to catch up. So one of the things we are going to see eventually is Venus and Mars conjoining at some point. Not exactly sure when that's going to happen, but it looks like it's around the 13th of July or so. 13th, 14th, that area. 12th, 13th, 14th. So there'll be this kind of planetary war between Venus and Mars. Should be very interesting. But we're not there yet this week. This is just from the 25th to the 2nd. So, all right. Well, and with that said, you know, with the Purvis shot of moon, it's actually ruled by Venus. Today's Friday. It's a Venus day. So we should be relaxing. We should be chilling out. As far as other aspects go today, well, we have a nice trine with the moon and Uranus this morning, and then there's a sextile with Neptune at 7:51 p.m. So we're just going to laze into it all peacefully. So here we go. Sign by sign, starting with you, Aries. So greetings, Aries, and welcome to your horoscope. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing is super easy, you know. I mean, I think that'd be the first thing to say right now. You're in a place now where you're much more introspect. Sun is in the 4th house. So we're thinking about memories. We're thinking about our heritage. We're thinking about our parents. And we're also thinking about, we're laying down a foundation as to who's our tribe, what is our happiness, how are we going to pursue that particular happiness. Relationships, you know, our relationship to work and career comes up this weekend, and then there'll be some socializing by Sunday. We'll be feeling good again, and we're really got whatever our creative projects are. If we have children, we have more focus on them. You know, parents have adult children, they go vacation, they go see their adult children. That's what happens. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, this whole Venus from Cancer to Leo thing. There's this desire in Cancer to nurture, and there's this desire in Leo to want to be noticed. And so, I mean, I would think like Venus and Leo's about, you know, wear bright colored clothes, you know, celebrate the summer and make things a little bit prettier, you know. This is more in your inner world. Now, Sun in Cancer, you know, that's your 3rd house, Taurus, so that's about writing, journalism, working with your hands. It could be poetry. It's siblings. If you have siblings, it might be friends that you grew up with, elementary school through undergrad. I sort of have a different way of looking at the houses. I kind of, compared to a lot of people, I look at them as like, you know, house 1, 0 to 7, house 2, 7 to 14, house 3, 14 to 21. You know, and then house 4, 21 to 28, etc., adding 7 years to every house. You know, by the time you're at the end of the 12th house, you make it to 84, you're good, you know. Anything else after that's like a blessing. You know, and so we're looking at this Uranus effect, so that a lot of things are just kind of unpredictable or surprising, like the weather, and so much flip-flopping of extremes. And, you know, we're coming down from the full moon. And so that's definitely something to consider right now. But the good news is Mercury is direct. So we can be grateful for that. And so it's moving along here in Gemini time. All right. And speaking of Gemini, yes. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. Communication improves this week. Sun moving through your 2nd house. This is a place where you can make money. This is a place where you can find a voice. This is a place where you're dealing with your family, maybe friends of the family. This is your values. This is your neck. This is your throat. This is your voice. Your lower face. You get a sunburn on your neck, your lower face. I mean, it's an issue, you know. It's that time of year where people go out and they do things, and this isn't the holiday weekend, so, but, some people are already on holiday and going to places that are much cooler, like the coast or places above 6,000 or 7,000 feet. Yeah, really nice. Anyhow, I mean, for you, Gemini, you're kind of doing a lot of self-work right now, things that are right in front of your face and your immediate vicinity. That's what's really grabbing a hold of you right now. And so you're working on all of those things. There's a little bit of personal transformation happening. And Neptune and Jupiter are retrograde, and so is Saturn, and so is Pluto, and so there's a lot of just sort of on the long term, on the social term, there's so much revising and needing to look things in a different way. And with the North Node in your first house too, it's like you've got this desire that has no bottom, and how to stay grounded, because your relationship has its own karma, and you're wanting to help that relationship so it can thrive too. So, greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. And happy birthday if you're a Cancer having a birthday this week. I want to say happy birthday to my friend Shar, who I believe might have turned 61 yesterday. But any one of you out there who are having, or Guillermo Mash, I think, hey, today might even be your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Both these people are 61. What can I say about this? I mean, you just had a full moon. It's really, this weekend could be a lot about negotiating relationships, especially as we're looking at Sun opposing Moon and Saturn. So we're just kind of coming down from that, and we're trying to improve our own self-image right now a lot. That's why I see a lot of Venus Mars in the first house. How can we do the maximum amount of good while doing the least amount of harm to anybody? That has its place right now. I'm looking at Jupiter and Neptune, both of them retrograde, both of them in the ninth house. I mean, it's like doing things to honor your spiritual teachers. That is going to help you at this time. Socially, things are kind of wild, and you're getting messages and dreams. Maybe you're having wild dreams, and these things are also worth looking at. Now we go to Leo territory here. CMGM. That's a good question. Why are so many lions sheep? Well, I mean, it's like, I think the sidereal zodiac, especially in Vedic and Jyotish, we look at, most people are Western Leos are actually Vedic Cancer sun sign. So they're really wanting to nurture people, and they don't really want to be in conflict. It's not, if they're born after the 16th, okay, of August, it's a different story. If you're a Leo born after the 16th of August, you're a real Leo. There's no sidereal Cancer for you. But the rest of them, a lot of times they're people pleasers, and a lot of times when you're in that place of people pleasing, you end up being a part of your own undoing. And this is a really good example of this, because you're in this, the sun is in Cancer, so right now in the tropical Western zodiac, and so this is it's a 12th house transit. It's in Gemini and in the Vedic, but it's still the same for you. There's a 12th house transit going on for most of you. And so this is 12th house is house of loss, house of your own undoings. But here's the good stuff. If you concentrate on spiritual research and stuff, I mean, the ashram is open now at Shivananda out in Grass Valley, so ashrams and monasteries are starting to open up. You can get your spiritual practice on. I mean, this is a great relief. There's parties and stuff like that, but why not set things on the right foot and go to a godly place? That would help. Or, backpacking in a wilderness, very good for a 12th house transit, Leo. That's it's pretty much my advice. And then once we get down to the end of July and it's all about you, it won't be quite as dangerous. Greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay. Virgo. This is an 11th house transit. It's actually quite lovely. Gifts, money, help from other people can come more easily at this time. It's certainly something worth looking at. There's a reward, and so you have to demonstrate your interest, and then be led. Sometimes we have to open up the space of our needs and say, well, I want to be led to the places where my needs can be met. God, lead me to those places where my needs will be met. And I can help also, with that prayer I can help also the needs of others be met. It's a really good prayer every day. And this is your social life. This is like the breakout summer 2021. Well, there's no stopping us now. You usually bring an element of healing into your interactions with people. If you're in a bad space, it's criticism. Find out the good, look for the good, and praise it. This is classic advice to any Virgo. What are you happy about? What are you grateful for? Talk about those things. Okay. So what am I happy about? Well, I'm happy that, my cameraman's doing good, and he knows a lot more about Chinese food than I do. Oh, I ever will. And gardening, I think, maybe. Let's see. Now that Virgo's done, let's go into the land of Libra. Well, greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. So Venus in Leo is going to be a big deal for you. Okay, this is a big shift for you. Oh yeah, I know. Yep. You're right. It's an invitation to change. It's an invitation to socializing and having fun. Now, Cancer time, you're often working for the people that go out of town, and you're like the temporary boss. That's what I see Libras doing all the time, and it's pretty. I'd say, when you go out and party, you're likely to meet someone. Just keep that in mind, and if there's somebody you want to meet, reach out and meet them. Yes. Okay. Greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So we need to rush through this thing. I'm so sorry. Lost track of time. Right now, Uranus in the 7th house. So everything in relationships needs to be dealt with kid gloves. It's unpredictable. But your best work creatively, leadership-wise, and dynamically is coming out with Venus and Mars in your midheaven. So that's something to consider. And, since Cancer's in your 9th house, this is a lucky time. I don't know if you're going to win the lottery or anything, but I'd say you could win a cakewalk. It's short. But greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay, so, we've got Jupiter still in Pisces, still in Jupiter-ruled sign, and it's in your 4th house. And so you're really feeling better. And, this is a great time to do ancestral healing work for you. As far as Cancer is concerned, it is in your 8th house. So that's a Dustana house. That's not an easy house. It's a house of transformation, death, sex, other people's property, and money. Sometimes your wife's money or your husband's money. Find out there. But it's things that you're really not in so much power about. So the best thing to do is just let it go, release. Everything's going to be fine. And we're moving it over into Capricorn right now. The whole deal for Capricorn is making peace with others. And in that peacemaking process, showing that not only that you have leadership ability, but you take the initiative. If you want to be in a relationship, a lot of people are shy, a lot of people are awkward, a lot of people are overcoming all the distancing and the social hysteria. And so you have to take leadership and say, hey, I want to meet you. And you have a lot of ability to serve and help others right now. And it's something that can't be emphasized. It's also like you've got the moon in your 1st house today and tomorrow. Revel in that glory. Love like there's no tomorrow. And by the way, there's no tomorrow. Greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Saturn in your first house, you're trying to just slow everything down. Don't come to any quick judgments. Be slow to speak, quick to listen. That's why we have one mouth and two ears. We have a place now where relationships are getting better with Venus and Mars in the 7th house. It's sort of, wow, suddenly people are showing up. It's getting interesting out there. And you're interested. A lot of people in your family might have some kind of religious or spiritual aesthetic or bend on things that you're finding, or maybe you do as far as values. Maybe you've got some expensive Buddha statues, or a talisman, a crystal, a singing bowl. It could be any of those things, and yet you're here to communicate the difference and to inspire family in all its weirdness. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome your horoscope. Neptune gives a vision. Jupiter gives a good fortune. Both of them are retrograde, so it's like internalizing, reviving your own personal spiritual life right now. The sun's in the 5th house. This is a lucky, wonderful time to be a Pisces. When I see Venus and Mars and Leo, for you it means like make some beautiful cards or pick flowers, give them to your friends, send nice loving notes, or bake them a peach pie or cherry pie, whatever's seasonal that it's going to make the nicety come up. And you know what? I want you to subscribe, to like, ring the bell notification. I love your comments. Keep them coming. KozMcKev, Planetary Persuader, another one. See you next week.